What is going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be breaking down why Beastmaster has a 46.26% win rate. Honestly, it's one of the heroes that is super underrated this patch. Yes, the win rate isn't that great, but I feel like it's just because players don't understand how to play this hero and they're picking it into really bad games. For you guys to be able to unlock the full power of this hero, you actually have to be a Beastmaster player and be able to understand the mechanics on how to play this hero and also the key item timings. This hero is a very timing based hero. If you guys are constantly missing your timings, then you're going to be suffering on the Beastmaster. He is not a broken hero by any means, but he is a really strong hero. Auras right now are the strongest things you can go for, and as an offlaner, you like to build auras typically. If you guys are playing offlaners without auras, then there's typically another use for that hero, but Beastmaster can actually go for auras and be quite fine. Items like Vlad's Pipe are extremely popular right now because it's pretty much a death ball meta. A lot of teams are just 5-man fighting early on, and it's very hard to deal with, so you need to be hitting these key timings on the Beastmaster. First of all, let's break down the facet you guys are going to be using, and that's going to be beast mode. Basically, get damage amp and attack speed, which is really nice. This is going to help you get more damage onto roar. It's also going to amplify your axis damage. It's going to be doing a lot of work, so it's a very important ability for you guys to have. And make sure you guys are clicking beast mode, which is your inner beast. Make sure you guys are clicking that before you guys are roaring and using your axis, especially for farming. It's going to improve your farming efficiency, and it's going to help you do that little bit of extra damage. It's not a whole ton, but it is better than nothing, and it's coming at a pretty short mana cost, which is nice. So the typical build you guys are going to be running on the Beastmaster is going to be mana boots into Aghanim Scepter into Blink Dagger, and then that kind of goes however your heart desires. A lot of players typically want to go for Dagon, Yasha, Kaya. There's a lot of different builds you guys can go for. You can play a lot around roar and get a refresher. You can get an octarine core, and you can play the right click as well. I've made a video on that if you guys want to see that video, links down below. But you can play full on right click with an echo saber and kind of mix and match your damage, because you're going to be doing a lot of magic damage with the drums of slom, and if you guys have that right click damage coming out as well, it's going to be very nice. So it definitely depends on what type of Beastmaster player you are, but I feel like the summons route is just a no-go. It's just a very shitty way to play the hero. Summons heroes have been pretty dead for a long time nowadays, and this is not one of the better summons heroes anyways. Your boars are going to help you lane, they're going to help you CS. Yeah, they are going to help you, but I wouldn't take any more than 2 points in it. 2 points is pretty much the max. Everything else you're going to be maxing your wild axes. You already have one free skill point in inner beast, and it should honestly stay like that unless you guys are playing the echo saber build where you just want to right click a lot, and then you honestly don't take any points in your boars. Your hawk is actually kind of important in the laning phase. You can do a lot of damage with it, and your boars are just that damage over time, but that hawk does so much work. That little mini stud honestly gets so many kills, and it's extremely underrated. If you know how to use it properly, you're going to be getting a lot of kills with the hawk. A very nice tool, but honestly, depending on what build you guys are trying to go for, that's what's going to depend on your skill build. But typically you want to max axes all the time. One thing I want to let you guys know, if you guys are skilled Beastmaster players or know anything about micro, make sure you are microing your boars to stack the ancient camps. It is a very important tool. If your support can do it, great. That means you don't have to do it. You don't have to put any brain effort into it. But if your support just doesn't feel like doing it, is doing other things around the map and just doesn't want to help you out, make sure you send your boar. It is enough time for you to even leave it there early on, so you can leave it ahead of time, and make sure you guys are getting these stacks. These stacks are going to help you get a very fast Aghanim Scepter timing. If you're able to get your Aghanim Scepter with your boots and a wand by about 13 minutes, you are pretty damn good. But once you start pushing 17-18 minutes on an Aghanim Scepter, when you're rushing it, that's when it becomes a really big issue, because it just doesn't have the same amount of impact. It is going to be really strong, don't get me wrong. Your Aghanim Scepter is still good in the late game, but it just feels really big as a power spike if you're able to get that sub 15 minutes. So you need to put a lot of priority on farming those ancients, and once you have max axes, you just go straight into the jungle. Whatever's happening in the lane is none of your concern. You're not worried about pushing the tower, you're worried about your timing. Once you have this Aghanim Scepter, you come out of that jungle super strong. You're gonna have so much sustain coming from it. You could even build a Vlad's. If it is important for your team to have an item like that, you can go for a pipe, or you can just start going for initiations and go straight for a Blink Dagger. Your farm efficiency is going to be a lot faster because of the drums of slom, so you're going to be doing a lot around the map just off this one item. So it's a very crucial timing you need to get as soon as possible. If you are struggling slightly in lane, then you can get a couple of bracers. That is going to help you tank up. You are a universal hero, so you benefit a lot from items like bracer. So don't think twice about getting these items if it is needed. If you're having a rough lane, if you're having a good lane, skip the bracers and just go straight for the mana boots, so you're able to sustain your axes and you're able to clear those stacks efficiently, and then you can go for the Aghanim Scepter and do a ton of work. Let's break break down some of the best and worst matchups for Beastmaster. Some of the best matchups are Phantom Lancer, Tidehunter, Meepo, Sniper, Broodmother. You're really good up against these heroes. You do a ton of work, especially to the Broodmother, just because of that AoE damage coming from the Drums of Slom, and pretty much any illusion hero has a lot to fear from the Beastmaster. And even in the ultra late game, you can go for items like Gleipnir and Mjolnir just to pair it up and be able to do even more damage to illusion carries. You're definitely not afraid to see heroes like that. You just do a ton of work. And heroes like Sniper, once you get a Blink Dagger with your Drums of Slom, you're going to be absolutely obliterating that hero. So don't even be concerned about that. Even though there's a lot of heavy right click coming from it, you have that Roar, you have that Hawk, and consider getting your Aghanim Shard. It is really underrated. You could get it from Tormentor, but if it's pushing kind of late, you should always consider having it. It's going to help your Aghanim Scepter. It's going to help you in general. Those Hawks are just absolutely fantastic. That little mini stun could be the difference of stunning a target long enough for you guys to get the kill, and the difference of that target actually getting away. So definitely a very underrated tool for Beastmaster's kit. Some of the bad matchups are Medusa, Viper, Kunkka, Lina, Zeus, Lifestealer. There's a few pretty tough matchups that are pretty popular in the meta, but you can definitely take care of them. It's nothing that is unplayable. The Lifestealer lane is pretty difficult. That's one of the lanes that you kind of don't want to really play around, so make sure you're playing around your Ancients a lot more, because your lane will get tough, because eventually that Lifestealer will kick you out of lane unless they have a super passive non-existent support. Other than that, you should be very careful on that lane. It's going to be tough. Carry Viper doesn't happen a whole lot of times, but when it does, it is pretty brutal. Huskar as well. These types of heroes just do way too much to you. Once you get your Aghanim Scepter unlocked, it does change the matchups quite heavily, because you have that extra sustain, you have that extra damage, you have that extra healing, which is very important for you to stay alive. So if you do pair that up with the Vlads and that extra right click damage you're getting from Inner Beast, it is going to be a really good addition. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about Beastmaster in the comments. He is definitely my favorite offlaner by far, and he's just extremely underpicked and underrated. There's a reason why this hero gets a lot of wins in Pro League and why he's being banned all the time, because he's just really strong. Now sure, there has to be team play. It's not like you can solo 5-man, but if you get to the late game and you have yourself a Dagon, you have your Kaya Sange, and you have all these items, you could potentially get rampages. I've never got one, but I have gotten plenty of ultra kills. This hero is definitely no joke. The later the game goes, the more damage you're going to be doing. If you are playing summons with the Helmet of the Overlord, you're just going to be absolutely useless. They're going to be able to clear them super fast. It's just not a good item. So don't play Beastmaster the typical way. It's not only boring, it's not going to be very effective on your MMR. You're going to be losing a lot of games just by playing that way. Practically everybody who plays Beastmaster is playing this build for a reason, because it's really strong. And if you pair that up with a Dagon, you're going to be on your way to doing a fuck ton of damage. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys learned something, consider subscribing and joining the Dota Chronicles community. I try to post videos as often as possible, but every single week you guys are getting new uploads. Let me know in the comments which hero you guys would like me to break down and explain to you guys on why they have a certain win rate. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.